Flex, flex, your hustle. Flex, 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 your hustle. Flex, 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 your hustle. Flex, flex, your hustle. Flex, 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 your hustle. Flex, 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 your hustle. Flex, 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 your hustle. Flex, flex, hey, flex, your hustle.
Welcome back to the Flex Your Hustle podcast, and I guess it's been a minute, couple months now, but we're back with a great episode. I'm joined by Bomba, the founder of Kasi Vibe, very much prestigious festival, and I guess there's a lot more that you are going to find out on this episode. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I know I'm good, man.
Yeah.
It's nice to have you on the episode. I mean, it's been a long time coming now.
Yeah. It's amazing, man, how God works. Last year we went to Zambia. We came back, and I spoke to a couple of my partners how I wanted to have a podcast. And I mean, here I am on your platform. So, and maybe who knows? Maybe this can be our platform. Yeah.
No, it's definitely
thank
nice
you
to
for
have
having
you,
me.
man.
Yeah.
Definitely. I guess there's a lot of experience that we're about to unpack here. A lot of advice and tales. Get to know a bit about Bomba. But I think the biggest question that I have for now is, how did you get the name Bomba?
I think I was grade 8. We went, high schools used to have Miss Valentine's. So me and my boys went to school. So there was a chick wearing a bombastic. I'm not sure. Female will know what the bombastic
What the bombastic is.
Yeah. It's an underwear that covers almost the whole ass. So whenever the chick comes out, I was screaming louder. So at the end of the night, my friends started calling me bombastic because of that. Then the name just caught me like a joke.
Just stuck on.
Yeah. Then there was obviously a Shaggy song, Mr. Bombastic.
Mr. Fantastic.
So
Yeah, that one
those
also.
just, somehow, I'm stuck with the name since 2002, man.
Eish. No, now they must just edit on the passport.
Yeah. I have a namesake, a boy. Bomba, that name is on his birth certificate.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It's the only namesake I have, actually, that someone named after their child. And they didn't even put on my government name, they put on
Bomba.
It's amazing.
I guess that's the brand.
Yeah.
So now that we unpacked how that got to happen, there's a lot of facets to you, and I guess pretty much the most prevalent one that we know is Kasi Vibe. That's where we all go to get lit, happy, and everything, and you are the man responsible for that. Maybe you could tell us, how did you get to start with Kasi Vibe?
Kasi Vibe started in 2017, but my first event was 2012. I had 3 people that paid $30 at the gate at my first event. The rest, it was my friends. I had a DJ that I booked. I needed to pay $400.
And only 3 people paid $30.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Then there used to be a market in Windhoek, City Market, Windhoek City Market. So we went out with my wife, then girlfriend then. So when we got to the gate, we paid. I gave the money to a black girl. She gave it to a white person behind. We went inside. We were buying drinks. We were giving the money to the barman. He's black. There's a white person standing at the back. And I look at the crowd. It's black people. So I got so mad. Kasi Vibe was born out of anger. How money was going out of black pockets just to the few white people. I mean, we are all one now, but it wasn't like that before. So I have a house in Kokota. We're driving back from the city market. Then I look at the parking lot of Sam Nyoma. Then that time I was very active on Twitter. So I told my wife, girlfriend, look at that place. Imagine if we can put up something there. I got home, I went on Twitter. Imagine if we had a platform by the young mind, black mind, for the black mine.
For the black community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I take a couple of people that had a pool on Twitter back then. You know, people, the support was amazing. You know, and just like that was, I think, late January
2017.
2017.
Uh-huh.
Then July, end of July, that same year we had our first festival. And like it was a mess. When I look at the pictures and videos now, I thought I pulled out something amazing, but when I look back now, it was a joke, you know. So.
But how important was pulling off that first Kasi vibe for you, despite now you being able to go back and reflect and see that, okay, you could have done better?
You know, I had a poster out, but the venue wasn't even paid. The sound was not paid. I think the year before, 2016, we bought our first house. So the money to pay the bond, it's what I put in adverts, creating posters and whatnot.
For the festival?
For the festival, yeah.
Wow.
Then there used to be a place in Window, Parks Lounge. So the owner of Parks Lounge, Page, because his place was popular, it was a club. So the main bar, because people already go to his place, you know, I was putting elements in place, like what can bring people at one place, food, drinks. So, but I needed to get the popular place to be part of the event. So Page was busy. So then he said, I think a week and a half to the event, he said, let me introduce you to a partner of mine that make things happen. And this was Robert Switch.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar with Robert.
So I met Robert 2 weeks before the first festival. He came to my office. I pitched the concept to him. I explained the concept to him. No proposals, you know, just having a conversation.
Word of mouth, yeah.
15 minutes in, he said, okay, I'm going back to the office. Send me all the invoices that are not paid. I sent them to him. 15 minutes back in, he sent me proof of payment for the venue, like everything that was not paid. You know, no contract signed, nothing.
Yo.
You know.
I wonder what kind of conversation you had with him, because, you know, from my perspective, whenever I go and propose something, or whenever I go and speak to someone who I'm trying to get to understand my concept, it's always a balance between properly explaining to them and also getting their trust. How did you manage to pull that off? Because it's crazy, man. 15 minutes and you get your POP soon.
You know,
wow.
Like he asked, okay, so what's the concept? I explained the concept, and he asked, so how are we going to make our money? Then, you know, I said here and here and here. And he said, I'm sold.
I guess it's just point out where you're going to get the money from, I think.
Yeah, the thing is that I think I'm one of the best closer. Like I hardly write proposals now. Like I'll send voice notes like to companies I want to work with.
Now that's a flex now, man.
You know, I don't know, man. I think it's the hunger for more. You know, that set me apart from everyone else. I grew up very poor, and I can't have my kids growing up poor. So everything I do, if I can't do something right, it's best I don't do it. You know. Yeah, man.
That's I guess that's a lot, very much a lot to unpack in the first 10 minutes of the podcast. But you know, something I want to find out from you, in your upbringing, were you raised in Windhoek or you raised in the north?
I think when I was 4 or 5, I was with my grandmother in Angola. My mom is Kwanyama. So Kwanyama we have family in Angola and some in Namibia. So then I think 91, my mom came to get me now from Angola, then we went to Okakarara. She was living in Okakarara. So my grade 1, 2 and 3, I was in Okakarara. Like I can speak Oshirero.
Oh, that's actually, Oshirimbai. Yeah.
Then grade 4, I came to the north, to a village called Onathinge. I was living with my mom's elder sister. Then grade 6, I went to Windhoek. That was around 96, 97. So I grew up all over, man. I can't say I was raised in, but then obviously, when I went to Windhoek, I was becoming a teenager. So then in Windhoek, obviously, I was in Tura.
At that time, you were how old?
Roughly 15, 14. So I can't really say I was raised well. I have elements of the north, you know, a bit of farmish, and obviously now the township of Windhoek.
And for you growing up like that in multiple environments, how do you think that makes you Bomba with your personality? You mentioned something that I liked earlier. You said that you were the hunger for things.
Yeah. You know, as a child, my mom will say, like, you like things, you like nice things. And I think I got this far because of liking nice things. When I was I think between grade 4 to 7, I only had one pair of shoes that I go to school with and to church with. So now, I think I have close to 60 pairs of shoes. You know, even now when I came to the north, I think I gave away 4 pairs of shoes, and still I don't feel like I gave away anything. You know, so I will spend my last money on shoes. I will spend when I have money or not having money, and I want to feel nice, I buy shoes.
Why specifically shoes? I'm curious.
Because it's something that I didn't have enough of as a child. You know, women, when they see a guy, they either look at your hands first or your shoes. I don't do it for women, but I'm giving out game out there. I'm married, so.
He's giving out some tips, guys.
So, you know, when you look good, you know, I don't wear suits, but whatever day I wear a suit, I feel myself. I'm confident. I know that I look nice. So any other day, whatever I'm wearing, my shoes, I need to feel nice. I need to feel like I'm walking on money that I'm going to chase that I don't have yet.
I'm wearing shoes, so I feel like I'm walking on money
That I'm chasing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo. That's one something to unpick, eh? No, because like now, personally for me, when it comes to chasing the bag, it sounds good on social media, but there is so much you have to go through to get to that point where you are capable of chasing the bag. I don't know, what do you think personally prepared you to put you in a position where mentally you could dedicate your time to chasing money?
You know, when I was grade 2, my mom had a garden. Like, you know, Kakara didn't have shops then. So, school uniforms, parents used to go to Ochoarongo to go buy uniform. So, one weekend my mom went to Ochoarongo. I took tomatoes to the garden, and I went around the neighborhood and sold those tomatoes. But no one taught me that, you know, my mom had never worked in her life. She only sold kapana. She used to make fat cakes, you know. So I think chasing the bag was born in me. I was like, it was all around me. My dad also worked obviously for some people, but I think for the past, since 2002, 3 there, he's been working for himself. He had actually one of the biggest plumbing company in the whole country. Not to brag. Like, you can Google it, quick response plumbing. So chasing the bag, you know, it was just born in me, man.
Did they ever speak to you about the entrepreneurial activities that they were up to?
They didn't go to school, so they don't even know what that word means.
Interesting.
My dad, I think, is standard 3. My mom have never entered the classroom, so they don't know what that is.
Crazy, man. But the aspect that I'm trying to get to is, how do they then pass on that knowledge to you? Was it just you seeing them doing their own thing?
You know, like weekends, my mom will rest and say, like, I must go sell. So, and the best way to teach someone, it's not in a classroom. It's taking them on site and do the work. So I think my mom was both my parents were blessed to have that. It felt like tough love then. And because my dad, when I started now living with my dad, weekends I'll go work with him as a plumber. Like, I can put a whole plumbing system in a building myself. You know, when something is not done right, I used to have a team, people that used to work for me. You know, then obviously COVID happened, and also now venturing in other stuff, I neglected the plumbing. But I think just my parents, man, putting me in positions to learn.
And putting you directly in the flame, in the fire, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually a good thing. I now when it comes to taking that as an entrepreneur and understanding that you need to immerse yourself in the environment that you are going to take lessons from, do you feel like we as entrepreneurs in today's age are actually doing that, or we are just claiming to be entrepreneurs? Because there's a lot of entrepreneurs online and out there. No, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business person, but then a lot of them are coming from the standpoint of they have not immersed themselves in the business activities that they are working on.
You know, school, be it primary school, high school, tertiary, this thing came with a white man. You know, before that, our parents had their own way of learning. So, and I feel all those fancy words, man, it's brackets or invisible chains.
Or stereotypes, you know.
Yeah, you know, I don't do normal stuff like what everyone else does. I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. I can't. And the moment you look at what society is doing, like you lose yourself, because now you're trying to be like John, like Ben,
like
know.
Peter.
Yeah,
You know.
So, you know, have you worked on a field where, with a donkey?
Yes.
Then you put something so it doesn't see the sides.
Yeah.
I live like that. I don't buy newspapers because I don't want to see a tender in there. Then I'm chasing the tender. You know, so the only person I want to be is the best person that I could be. I don't want to be the guy I was yesterday. There's no one I look up to. No.
You're just trying to beat
The
the
best-
older version
yeah,
of yourself.
The better version of myself. You know, someone asked me a question. If you could meet someone back then, who would it be? You know, and I told them my current self. You know, if a 2-year-old Bomba could meet someone from the future, it would be my current self, no one else.
That's the best one to give the advice.
Yeah.
I guess
So-
like, is it from a standpoint also that you work on a lot of self-reflection?
Not really. You know, I don't read books. Like the thing is that, you know, on my mom's side of the family, her sister is the only one out of the family that I know has kids that went to tertiary and passed and whatnot. The rest of my aunts, these people are cattle headers, bricklayers, like they work on construction sites. They don't have, like, I don't know, man. I'm different. I don't know where I fell from, but I'm cut from a different cloth. So that's why I don't think I can advise anyone, because I live in a different world.
In your own world.
Yeah, I live in my own world. So I'll advise someone based on my world, and they are living in the normal world. At times I think I'm crazy, because I think of stuff that people haven't thought of. You know, no one have actually ever thought of doing something at same normal like what I've done. You know, I've seen, like, I'll meet someone, I'll not mention names, and I'll tell them, I think you could be an artist. You know, how you carry yourself and whatnot. And 3 years in, this person become an artist. Maybe I must pay attention to that. Maybe I'm seeing stuff that other people can't see. I'm just not paying attention.
Maybe you are seeing the cues or the signs, you know,
Yeah.
that there's potential for someone to continue exploring an activity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, I struggle to say I believe in God or I don't, but I believe there's a higher power out there, you know, and it does wonders, man.
And you feel that's the one that is at least helping you and directing you, you know,
Yeah.
in your thought process as well, and the things that you choose to do.
You know, I'll wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'll think of something, you know, and I'll put it out there. Like I don't really come up with my ideas on odd, like between 8 and 5, where other people are at work. Like it's in those odd hours. I'll be coming from the club, and like I'll think of something and I'll pull over, you know, and I'll start designing something already. When people wake up, it's already out on social media. So I don't know what it is, man. Maybe there's a ghost looking over me. I don't know.
Definitely is the one that's the chasing the bad ghost.
Yeah.
But you know, from my perspective, I feel like as creatives, that happens a lot. You know, as much as you can be an entrepreneur, and then you can also be a creative.
Yeah.
And I feel when you are a mashup of both, you get an experience like yours as well, because you see, you are coming up with creative ideas all the time, so much so that you're coming up with them even in your sleep.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man. So that's why I struggle to put myself in a box. I'm an entrepreneur or I'm a creative. I was telling Sposa, I think 2 weeks ago or a week ago, you know, that, you know, when you are able to, you see priests in the church, they're able to touch different lives just by saying something. And creatives are able to go on stage and tell the crowd, move this side. That's God, man. You know, every one of us that does stuff that people love, people react to, that's God working through us. It's a piece of God. Like, we're a bunch of gods working on this earth. Like, I'm not calling myself a God, but just every creative out there, they have a piece of God.
An image, you know?
Moving through them. So.
And I definitely feel like that's a very impactful statement, you know, considering also the impact that artists like Sposa have, the impact that other artists have also in Namibia that are doing it big, you know. And do you feel like your impact as Bomba has adjusted the Namibian industry in terms of entertainment?
I don't know. That's the public to say. You know, like I'm very full of myself and I'm very confident, but I never put out my work as the best or it has changed. Like the public has to say that because they are the ones seeing what I'm doing. You know, I'm not sure if you have built something with your hands. If you are building something and you are close to it, you don't see the mistakes. You don't see that this is straight or it's not straight. Like you need to move away and look at it from far to see that, okay, this is straight or it's not straight. So the public out there, they can best answer the question that you asked me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like for me, I just continue working. You know, as long as I make sure that what I'm doing today is better than at least what I did yesterday. So, yeah, maybe it did. Like we can post questions and people can answer.
Definitely. You guys, you have to answer in the comments what you think of the impact activities like Kasi Vibe have had in the Namibian industry. But from your perspective, I understand, you know, that being confident has allowed you to enter into spaces that a lot of Namibian people are still trying to enter, you know. And my question to you is, what has set you apart from the rest of the people in the entertainment industry, in the sense that, you know, for you to continue with the Kasi Vibe till the stage that it is today, I feel like it takes a certain level of tenacity or drive, you know, considering how hectic it is to handle that kind of a massive project.
You know, like if you take 10 people now and you ask them, like, how's Bomba? Like people that know me, like 5 or 7 or 8, they will tell you, that guy's a car guy. Then the 3 of them say, he's a good guy. Like when I believe in something, you know, I go for it. Even when the whole 90% is saying, no, that will not work. You know, for me, I think that set me apart. Always trying to go for not the normal stuff that people are doing. And like I remember when we came up with Kasi, I was driving a Polo then. So then I branded the Polo, like to advertise the event, the dates and whatnot, the venue. So then I went to a friend of mine, one of my closest friend, best friend. He's not even a friend, he's like a brother. So I went to his office, I parked outside. We were sitting in his office, then we came out. He was getting in his car, I was getting in mine. Then he looked at my car, it's branded, and he asked, you branded your car? Then I said, yeah, I did. like the question came off as, why would I do that?
Well, what's the value of
Yeah.
that?
And I mean, because I didn't even answer him because we're not thinking at the same level. Even if I explain to him, he will not get it because we're not operating on the same frequency. And at times, you don't have to explain yourself to people. You are moving on a different frequency and they are on their own frequency. So you're just going to waste their time trying to make them understand you. And so I've stopped trying to make people understand me and just let my work speak for itself. So I think I've gone at places where other people are not willing to go, like to get where Kasi Vibe is or any other brand I've worked on. And most people, there's a picture that runs around the internet where a guy is digging gold. And just before he's about to get to the whole gold, and he gives up, he turns back. And I think most of us end up giving up too soon. And I think I didn't give up.
You just didn't give up. I feel like, a highlight of it is the determination. It's valuable. I've seen that a lot of the successful creatives and entrepreneurs are the ones that have an crazy, like, irrational desire to get whatever they want to get. And it reminds me of something like Conor McGregor said, that sometimes if you want to succeed at something, you need to be kind of gone to it. You need to be crazy about it. And I understand why, because having such an obsession, the whole mind structure builds itself for that. Your whole body prepares you for the things that you want to receive. They call it manifesting. I feel like that's just nature. And how we evolve as humans. I want today to be the number one podcaster, in the world. And if I keep on being crazy about that or pursuing that, it becomes a thing that I have to think of every day. It becomes like thinking of, no, I need to eat some food. It becomes second nature,
You know the craziest thing about me, I don't take notes, but I remember everything. In my mind, I don't know how it's set up. It's like there's files. This file is for Kasi Vibe, this is for studio, this is for my kids. So in a day, I can get close to 50 calls. Maybe 10 are from family, 10 are from people asking for something else. So in a day, I need to be those different people to different people.
You need to wear different hats.
So I'll get a call from someone that my tape is leaking. Then I must send someone there. Okay. No, I want to book a table, a studio. Okay. Then I call, and at the end of the day, I'll call my team now. Did you go check out the leaking tape? No, I forgot. Okay. Then did you make that reservation for those people that are coming over at studio? No, I forgot. I don't get it. My mind is supposed to be full of stuff, and I'm supposed to be the one forgetting. But people still, I don't know, man.
I think, well, really, it comes from a place of, I feel like you have come to a point where you understand your position in life and how you facilitate a lot of these things. I think that helps you as well. Remain sane through that, because imagine you're going from being doing a restaurateur to managing a plumbing company, to doing this and that, an event organizer and that.
And being a father.
And being a father as well, and having to deal with your kids. And I feel like, for you to manage that, I respect you for managing that, really, because it's something, I'm only having a few hats out of my own life. And well, for now, I'm not yet a father, but I feel like the responsibility that you have actualized and managed to maintain throughout all of this, it's very commendable, man, to continue and manage to still pull off some of these great activities.
Yeah, man, I try. And I keep trying. Like Herreros will say, like, we are trying. Like even when they are busy doing it, they are still saying we are trying. So I think I don't lose that. I never want to get comfortable and tell people I'm good at what I do. So every time I try just to be the best version of myself. Like I have flaws as well. You know, I'm not perfect. Every now and then I'll piss off few people, but it's who I am. You know, we all have the good side and the bad side, and I think when you are good at something, master what you are good at. You know, and try not to pay so much attention on what you are not good at.
I think also it goes back to that thing that you said, like, you know, like the donkey in the field and how you put on the flaps at the eyes so that it focuses. Do you feel like it's hard to maintain such focus in this new era of a world that we're living in? Because there's a lot of distractions right now. How do you maintain focus?
I honestly don't know. I don't. I don't. Like I just told you now, I haven't bought a newspaper like for me to read myself. Maybe in the past 5 years. You know, because imagine you wake up in the morning, you are taking your kids to school, you get the newspaper. The first headline, the boyfriend killed the girlfriend, or the girlfriend poisoned what. Like your whole day is fucked up just because of that. You know, you go on social media, you know, someone is complaining about your brand. Like there was a time Twitter almost consumed me. You know, like every time someone says something bad about the brands I'm working on, then I try to defend them. And now I don't even have to. You know,
I feel like the brands now are at such a position in the growth that now they defend themselves.
Yeah, they're able to speak for themselves. The thing is that if you take a can now, an empty can, and you beat on it, and you take another one that is full, the empty one always makes so much noise.
True.
So,
Very true.
I'm not saying I'm one of the cans, but I'm just saying.
Empty vessels speak the loudest.
Yeah,
how does, you know, navigate, especially through in Windhoek? You're based in Windhoek, right?
Yeah.
And you know, personally, my opinion of Windhoek is it's one town where there's a lot going on every single day.
But that's the thing, you know, I feel Windhoek is not as busy as the north.
Really?
Yeah, no. If you go to the mall now, or just go outside, the amount of people you are going to see on Dangwa or Shakati or Diva walking around, it's way busier here than Windhoek. Windhoek is a, you know, we are swimming with sharks wherever we are. But for as long as you know your own lane, you maneuver your own lane, you won't see it as so much is going on. I don't see what you guys see because I'm always in my own lane. You know, I'm not trying to overtake anyone. I'm just on my own speed. If I want to speed that time, then I'm speeding in my own lane, not because I'm chasing another car. You know, you'll find I'm not young, but I'm not old as well. I'm almost 40. You find someone, the traffic lights, maybe you are driving, it can be your own car, your friend's car. Maybe it's a GTI. Then a Mac comes next to you. Then this Mac pulls away. Then you are trying to chase it. You are not even, you don't know the person driving the other car, but now you are trying to chase them. And it happens so many times, even just on the road when you are traveling. A car will overtake you, then you start chasing it.
You get that desire to chase them, yeah.
But man, everything in life works the same way. So if you are that type of person that just chase a car because it drove past you, you are going to be chasing ghosts your whole life.
Yeah.
So
That's
you know, I never liked interviews. You know, because I'm not so much of a talker, but when I start talking, I talk a lot.
Definitely, I feel like you have a lot of, especially you're nearing 40. They call that the wisdom period, you know, where all the experience and the knowledge is now settling in. So I guess that's why you have so much to speak of at interviews.
Yeah, and I can't remember when was my last interview. Like even with Cassiva, I mostly send my wife because she did marketing and PR. So, because I don't have a corporate language. I have my own language. So when I go to meetings or to interviews, I don't filter. I just say what comes to my mind. I'm too real. I don't know how to pretend. You know, I'm sure you've seen me at studio. You have seen different characters. When you come and I'm in the best mood or I'm not in the best mood, like I don't change my mood to accommodate someone else. Like if I'm not happy, I'm not happy. It doesn't matter who it is, you know. So, I just maintain my own lane, man.
I feel like at what point did you realize you needed to do that, or was it always just like that?
It wasn't always like that. I had to teach myself. I was also that guy, like when I come to the traffic light and I see someone is pulling away, then I also have a fast car, like I want to chase them, like even just in other elements. You know, before I got married, I see a guy maybe walking in with a chick, a cute chick, and I want to chase that chick just to prove a point. You know, but I'm not at that level anymore. So I think it just came. It's not with age.
Do you think it's with maturity?
No, just self-discipline, man. Because I've said with so many people, even just including you, you are very young, but it's like an old soul living in a young body. If that makes sense. So maturity doesn't really count. You know, like my screen saver, it's my son. He's sitting like holding himself like this, and like even if you go to your parents and ask someone, like show them the picture, why would someone sit like that? It's when someone is in their deep thoughts.
Yeah, they are pondering.
Yeah,
you know.
and this guy is only turning 5.
And you just found him seated.
Yeah.
Hey.
So
I think you're getting a call. Yeah, no,
I
that's
can't
okay.
take it now.
But you know, as far as your kids, I feel like how is having kids now adjusted you as a person? Because I understand from what everyone says, there's some form of adjustment that eventually happens, you know. And how has that changed you as a person?
You know, until you have a child, you don't know what true love is.
Yo. And here we are without kids chasing true love.
No. You know, if this building goes on fire now, I don't think there's anyone that you'll jump in the fire for. But if your child is in a building on fire, trust me, you won't even think twice. That's what true love is. You can take this.
Okay, no, you can do that. All right. So, you know, as far as jumping in the building for your child, of course, you never have to think twice about it.
Yeah.
But I understand where you are coming from as a father.
Yeah.
That's something that's innate in you. It's part of you.
And trust me, like you can have a woman that you claim to love and whatnot. Trust me, you're not gonna jump in front of a bullet for them. You just say it, but you won't do it. But your child, man, it's something else, man. You will jump in the pool, you can't even swim just to save your own child. But trust me, you can have the person that you call your best friend. I'm not gonna jump in the water or fire for them. None of them.
And why do you think is that? I mean, because technically people always say that they have so much love for each other, they have so much this and that.
People say so many things, man. Do you mean everything have you ever said in your life?
To be honest, no. To be honest, no.
So, you know, I don't know, man, but becoming a parent, and that's the thing. Every person, when you become a parent, you react differently. You know, there's no formula that this is how, when you become a parent, you react to stuff and whatnot. You'll find some people, they won't even jump in the fire for their kids.
Crazy.
You know, so and that's why I said I can't advise anyone, because I live in my own world. And in my own world, I have my own terms, how I do things. I have 3 kids. The elder one is 13. I've never bought her a toy. The middle one is turning, I think, 11. I've never bought her a toy. But the son, the last born, I think last month was the first time I went in the shop and bought toys, because I didn't believe in toys. It's a waste of money. You know, but there are other parents that They buy so many toys. Even my wife, she like buying toys. I can't tell her not to buy toys because I don't buy toys. So, and I feel when people make it, I feel I didn't make it yet. They become motivational speakers and bunch of stuff. I'm not out here to motivate anyone. You know, you can pick and choose yourself what you want to learn from me. The rest you can leave. You know, so I think that's one of the reasons I don't like doing interviews, because when you talk, you give people room to criticize you. You know, because they just speak. I mean, even just this podcast, they're gonna find something I said and try to use it against me. I think that was one of the reasons I stopped doing interviews, because I never want to give the public room to criticize or get in my space
or
like
misquote you.
Yeah,
you know?
misquote me. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, no. Definitely, we got
Yeah.
loyal fans. Nobody's misquoting nobody, but we definitely love the fact that you joined us on this Flex Your Hustle podcast. Despite that,
Yeah.
you know, my question is, what specifically? Because you didn't know per se what kind of podcast it was, but what specifically pushed you to say, let's do this, man?
Because I believe in what you are doing. Like, I'm seeing more than what you are seeing now in yourself. I'm seeing the greater person you can become. I'm seeing the greater platform this can become. You know, so why not play a role in
Pushing it forward.
Yeah.
Definitely. You know, we definitely appreciate that as a whole and as a team. And personally, for me, I feel like it's been a progression. I remember the other day I was in San Remo and I bumped into Pesh. I don't know if you know him, the guy for Grab and Go.
Yeah. I know.
And he believed in the podcast with the first episode. He was the first guest.
Okay.
And I remember we shot it at his homie's house, you know. And when we now bumped into each other in San Remo, it's like, bro, you're still doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Yo, man, you remember that first episode? It had even shitty sound. It had shitty video quality, but it still came out.
Yeah.
You know? And seeing the progression from that time to now, if you all have been watching the podcast, go watch the first episode, come and watch this one. Different kind of progression. And I feel that progression not only applies to just podcasts or anything that I've made, but also the things that you have made.
Yeah.
And hearing now that you have a studio pub and grill, I feel like that, when did that come into its own form of progression after the Kasi vibe?
Studio only opened up in January.
This year?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I thought it's been open for like 2-3 years, man.
No. But the same year I started with Kasiva, I had a place called Gardening, the Garden Inn. So
I think I remember that place. It's the one with the barrel on the logo.
Yeah. So even when I went to the place you just mentioned now, San
Remo.
Yeah. Like, I can see elements of gardening in it. You know, and I see so many places. The beat, like so many places, man. I see an element of the seeds I've planted. You know, and it's good.
It's definitely, you know, especially now with like places. Right now, the biggest place is San Remo. You know, right now, and we shout out to those guys because what they have managed to pull off, the culture that they have managed to build, has managed to stay relevant despite COVID, despite the economic dip. You know, and what do you think sets apart, especially restaurateurs, club owners? What is the thing that you feel they need to stay relevant or stay open for business, even because some people actually just end up closing?
Then that still takes me back. I can't advise the public. I can't advise anyone. You know, because for me to advise you, I need to be there from the first step that you took. You know, it's like you are driving from Window to the north, and I find you in Otavi, and I'm telling you how you must drive. Like, you already drove from all the other way. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. Basically, so
I feel like
the reason why places close and whatnot is because we stopped doing what we started doing. Like, what you have done for people to start loving your place, just continue doing that.
Yeah, man. You know, it's that I forgot the name for it, but it's that thing, you know, where you go to a restaurant and then you order a burger, right?
Yeah.
Today it's got a patty, lettuce, tomatoes, bacon, egg, all of that. Then
Tomorrow there's few stuff.
tomorrow there's only a patty and 2 or 3 things, you know, and then that actually counteracts the whole essence of everything, because it's not a progression anymore, it's a degeneration completely.
You know, every time I come to the north, I come to the open market. Where is it? It's
Yeah, Umatara.
Matara, yeah.
Yeah.
I come eat my food there, or when you're driving to Ondangwa, there's a lady that buy meat on the side of the road. I don't, if I enjoy something, I try not to go out of that routine, to go try new stuff, then it ruins my love for that. I love postage chips, like any day, any time.
Variant chips.
Yeah. You know, so, but the moment I go one day and buy it and it's not nice, it will ruin the whole, I will not want it anymore, yeah. So, just stick, you know, when customer come and they say, no, this is the best plate for me, continue doing it, make sure that you master it, it becomes the best than what it was. But the moment you say, okay, now I'm not making enough money, let me take this off the plate become incomplete. You know, so I think I'm going back to saying I cannot tell people what to do and what not to do, but just
The
what people love,
you know.
like the moment people, it's like meeting a chick, man, you know.
Hey, this is now a game.
Like this chick, you liked her because of ABC, and she liked you because of ABC. Continue doing that. The moment you stop doing that, then, you know, obviously you are gonna lose whatever you had or seeing in the person.
Definitely, I
Like
feel it.
everything in life works the same way. You know, so I'm sure we all have excess. And someone fucked up for that to end. So going back to business as well, for all those businesses that have closed, somewhere we fucked up somewhere. So yeah, man.
I guess it's to just keep doing the thing that works. You know, I keep hammering the nail in.
You know, I keep telling students when they come in my space that no, I'm writing exams when I tell them, like, I went to Poly, I was studying accounting and finance. So I don't think I have repeated a grade like in high school. And my studying was always different. When I'm studying, when I know something, I master it. When it comes in, I make sure I get 100%. I don't waste my time on knowing the whole topics. You know, if something that I don't know comes in, then I fail. It's okay. I try again next time. So when you're good at something, master that. You know that people can wake you up in the middle of the night and you get it right. Now we want to master everything, and you can't. You know.
How do you balance not mastering everything, but having to play so many roles in your life?
Because I'm good at those things. There are some stuff that I'm not good at. You know, so I don't even waste my time with those things. I focus on what I'm good at. You know, I design some of my own posters. You know, I run my social media, Cast Vibe social media page, studio social media page. You know, because I feel no one can. Someone can claim that they can do it better than me, but because it's my brand, no one can do it better than me. I can wake up. I mean, you can go to our social media now. You will see and look at the time the stuff were posted. You know, some people, when you give them an account that can you run this for me, you know, the person is out on date with their girl or with their boyfriend. You know, they can't take posts when you want them to post. I don't like bossing people around. You know, let me boss myself around.
I get you. I get you. I do you feel like is it because it's a struggle to rely on people to do these things, or is it just because that you feel you have more control over the execution of these activities?
I count on myself more than I can count on anyone else. You know, basically that's. I do not want to put myself in the position where I depend on someone. You know, it's like someone holding your balls.
Yeah.
You can't move
You
if you
can't.
want.
You can't. You can't move. You can't do anything. You just gotta stay still.
Yeah. So now you give your account to this other person, you owe them money, then I think, no, I'm not gonna post anything until you pay me. You see, they're holding you by the balls. So I don't give that power away to anyone.
And do you feel like that is what gives you freedom to move around and execute all these ideas that you have?
First, define freedom for me.
Freedom. When I say freedom, I would be referring to being in a position where you are able to do or begin executing your ideas at any time, irregardless of the resources available, irregardless of the people that believe in you. I feel like that is freedom.
Not
in the
even
sense,
close.
not even close?
In my world.
In your world,
Yeah.
okay?
Because I'm still not free. You know.
Why is it you feel like you're not free?
You know, when month end comes, I'm worried about paying people. I've lost my freedom already like that. You know, when I come in a space where I don't have to worry about anything at all. You know, I don't have to worry about what time my kid's going to eat. How's my mom doing? You know, until I stop worrying, like waking up and I'm not worried about nothing, then I'm free.
Then you're free.
Yeah.
I remember with this conversation in studio to say that, you know, like end of the month, you owe rent to a landlord. And
That's
then,
my boss.
and that's your boss.
Yeah.
As much as, yes, you own a restaurant and it's the best restaurant we know in Vintu, as much as, yes, you are the boss at a certain level, there's the landlord, and then the landlord has the bank.
Yeah. We all have a boss. So the moment I'm in a position where all that has ended, you know, I own where studio is. I own the place I'm sleeping in. I don't have to buy airtime to make a call. Like for as long as we are alive, we are slaves. When your airtime ends, you can't call anyone. You are not free. When you run out of data, you are not free. So this whole system is created like we are still slaves. We just don't see it. For you to look nice, you must go in sports scene and buy something stuff that people make it as it's fashionable. You know, we are not free until you see. I'm free at a certain level. I'm sure you saw how I'm wearing today. You know, because I don't care. I have no one to answer to. The amount of tattoos I have, I have no one to answer to. You know, there was a time I had feared that what would my father say. You know, it's the first time I came with visible tattoos now back home, and he didn't even ask a question. So I'm free to a certain extent, but I'm still not free. No.
That's very, very thought-provoking. You know, if there's something I appreciate about you, Bomba, is you have a way of articulating your thoughts. And I really, really appreciate that, and I'm sure the viewers appreciate that so much. Is there a last message that you would want to give our viewers today about basically your entrepreneurship or any knowledge that you'd want for them to have as a takeaway from this interview?
You know, basically, I love Tupac so much. You know, this guy died over 20 years ago, and his name still live on. Like whatever you do, in whatever you do it so generations after you, you know, they still remember your name, or your name is written somewhere in the concrete. Like I go to bed ready to die. Like I'm okay if I don't wake up the next day. You know, and I want my name to live on. You know, so in whatever you do, man, don't just think of the now. Like leave a mark. You know, your presence on earth must mean something. And like I have this feeling that I'm gonna die soon. You know, my friends, they don't like hearing that. You know, but personally, I've made peace with it. You know, I've lost so many people that saw me coming up. So wins to me are not as wins anymore. You know, when I buy a car and my best friend is not here, he's dead, for him, to come get the car and go to the chick that he wants, because that's what we used to do, So at times I feel I'm gonna be maybe at ease when I die. So just leave a mark, man. Whatever you do, be if you are a teacher, those students or learners that you are teaching, leave a mark on their life. Mean something to someone. Business-wise, I don't have advice because I didn't get any advice. I did it my own way. Whatever you do it your own way. And just give it your best.
Definitely, and we definitely appreciate that advice.
Yeah.
If there's something I want to tell you, is that we will give you your flowers whilst you are alive. Definitely, definitely, we'll give you your flowers whilst you are alive. Bomba, what you have done, not only for the Namibian community, but for the SADC on its own. Even the event that you were part of just recently, I was paying attention. What was the name of it?
The name is gone now.
Africa Economic Fund, I think. Yeah, and I noticed that, the experience that you have is flowing into a lot of these activities. And I want to give you your flowers, man. You have done such an amazing job, and you've been such an amazing individual, a true piece of Namibian history. And we want to give that to you whilst you are alive, my brother.
Thank you.
Yeah.
On Monday, Standard Bank launched their app, and we invited as Kasirai. I've never in my wildest dream, I thought like a company, a brand as big as that will invite us because of something I came up with. There were people from different companies, bigger companies, so yeah, man, I feel I'm in my prime, I can do almost anything I put my mind to, and every individual out there, man, I feel we can all do the same. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate those words, man, and we definitely appreciate having you on the podcast, Bomba.
Yeah,
We hope we can have you again soon, but thank you for the words that you've imparted to us.
If this episode get at least 100,000 viewers, I'm gonna come back.
100,000 views.
Yeah.
So you heard it, guys. 100K.
Yeah.
100K. We're gonna get Bomba back, and we're gonna get way more and way more knowledge and advice and encouragement and experience from you. No, it's nice to hear you speak, man. Like I could sit here the whole time and just let you speak. Okay, make my job so much easier. But thank you so much for coming and joining us on the show.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, and we hope that you continue, like you said, doing the same things that work. Yeah. I think that's, for me, my biggest takeaway from this interview. Yeah. So with that in mind, thank you guys for watching. This is the end of the episode. Please like and subscribe and share. Follow us on social media at the Flex Your Hustle podcast. And let's continue pushing forward and doing the things that actually work. Thank you and bye.